Hello, friend. Fancy meeting you here back at the old gin joint. What'll it be today? Your favorite? Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Let me guess. You strike me as a dry gin martini, shaken, not stirred kind of girl. Well, I am getting big Bond energy from you, so we'll do it your way, the wrong way, and we'll do it my way, stirred, so it's silky, smooth, and suave like your favorite British agent of espionage. Did I ever tell you the story about the time I went on a date with James Bond? Or at least I thought I was about to go on a date with James Bond. It was quite the time in my life. It was back in 2011, a dog's age ago, if you will, and I was visiting friends in Toronto, and we're in a cab, the back of a cab. We're on the way to the bar as we are young and full of vigor, and we sure like to drink, and I know you do too. And we're on the way, and I look over at my friends, and in the palm of their hands, they're flitting through a cornucopia, a plethora of perfectly curated headshots of what seem to be male models and actors. And I asked them, when did you become casting agents? And they say, well, Yvonne, we're not casting agents. Actually, it's a new dating app called Tinder, and you absolutely must get on it. And they invite me into the fray. So we're going to start with the martini my way. A classic dry gin martini is meant to be served stirred, okay? We'll do it your way also, and I'll tell you the difference that we're going to see in the flavor, the appearance, and the texture of the cocktail, and we're only going to change the amount of a single ingredient, our dry vermouth. So into our mixing glass, we're going to add 2.5 ounces of London dry gin. This is the benchmark of gins. Great juniper, woody flavor, citrus botanicals underneath there, often a little bit of coriander. It's a thing of beauty. It's a beautiful spirit. It's miscongeniality. It plays well with others, kind of like me. So I take my friends up on their advice, of course, and I download Tinder, and the next day I'm sitting in their apartment with not much else to do. So I go ahead and develop a profile, 5'6" fashionista firecracker, likes to drink and eat, my two favorite sports. And moments later, I'm agog. I am agog because I stumble across a Daniel Craig in Casino Royale lookalike. This man is debonair. He is seated at a bar. He is sipping on a Scotch neat, wearing a full suit. I am excited, to say the least. I am very excited. Within mere moments, he messages me and he says, "Would you want to meet for tea at Bay and Bloor in 20 minutes?" Pretty forward, not having much else to do. I go ahead and agree. I march down the street and I look left and I look right in search of the chiseled jawline and rippling biceps of James Bond. And he's nowhere to be found. He's not in sight. The martini is not only a style of cocktail, but it's also a guidepost for other cocktails. It's been around since at least the 1860s. An earlier version of it appears in Jerry Thomas's 1862 book. It's quite different than what we're enjoying here today. And then in the late 1890s, we see it in print again in a 2-to-1 ratio. And the 2-to-1 ratio of spirit to vermouth, a style of fortified aromatized wine, is also the benchmark for other cocktails like the Manhattan, the Rob Roy, and others. We've effectively chilled our lovely martini glass, and I'm going to strain the stirred in so we can see how crystal clear, smooth, and silky it is. We're going to garnish this with a lemon twist in true James Bond fashion. So I look left and right. He's not there, my date. No, he's not. Who approaches me is a man more proportioned like those inflatable guys you see outside of car dealerships. The stiff breeze comes and they wave around in the air, kind of like that. He doesn't look anything like Mr. Bond whatsoever. So I'm quite dismayed at this revelation, and he makes me buy my own tea, which is a choice. Wouldn't be my choice, but it's certainly a choice. I'm going to express the citrus oils of our lemon twist on the surface of the glass, rim it around, twist it, and drop it in. And then we're going to do it your way. A shaken martini, as Bond likes it, is also called a Bradford. It has an even more restrained amount of vermouth in it. We have only 1/4 ounce instead of the 1/2 ounce we use there. And the reason for that is that the more aggressive style of mixing gives us a colder, more diluted and to some a more appealing flavor on the palate. And by aerating the vermouth, it lets the vermouth really shine through. It breathes in the same way that when you decant a bottle of wine, to let it open up and breathe, it accentuates the flavor of the wine. And that's what we're doing when we shake our vermouth. Again, a single dash of orange bitters, and then we will shake. So when I am walking and talking with this young gentleman, remember, it's my first foray into online dating, so I didn't know what to expect. I hadn't heard of catfishing. And so we walked down the street, and trying to reconcile the chasm between his online and IRL appearance, I ask very tactfully, I say, "Are you a model?" Assuming that only some creative combination of Photoshop and lighting could have yielded such misleading results for his Tinder profile. And he says, no. In all earnestness, he says, "No, I'm not a model." He says, "I'm not a model. Toronto is just a very competitive dating market." So my friend and I, we rented the party room in our condo. We went downstairs, we suited and booted. We had some scotch, and we took photos of each other and then Photoshopped them. So Photoshop was, in fact, involved. We're going to fine strain this to avoid getting ice chips, but you'll see it's so much more cloudy. The appearance, in my view, is decidedly unpleasant compared to our stirred cocktail. It's definitely going to be colder. In this case, we're going to garnish with some olives. But the worst part of this date was that he seemed decidedly bored with me, even though he was the one that catfished me, and I showed up looking as good as I do now. So I'm not sure what there was to complain about. So like a true Bond villain, I deploy my skills of charm and grace to win him over, only to give him the cheek when he went in for the kill, or I guess it was a kiss, or it was an attempt at a kiss. Mainly, he mauled most of my makeup off my face, but that's just fine. So as you can see here, we have our shaken and our stirred martinis. This, if we taste it, much more vermouth forward on the palate, even though it has less vermouth. Here, we're going to be celebrating the beautiful juniper-based gin. It's so smooth and delicious on the palate. So as it turns out, my James Bond ended up leaving me more like a Bradford, agitated, and instead of the silky, suave, debonair Connery I was hoping for. Cheers, friend.